And yet we have market leaders. We have Coke. In America, you have Coke, you have Dr. Pepper, you have all sorts of things, right? That are on a certain hierarchy in the minds of people when they say these are the brands that I think are either leader brands or brands that I prefer. And yet, in blind tests, people will choose differently. So what's the difference? What creates the preference? Brand knowledge. What you know about the brand, the differential aspect, create that image, right? And as you create them through the processes that we're going to go through and learn, right, you have to remember that you need to create them, make them strong, make them favorable. And make Adidas, right, is interesting. What was this? What came out? You guys showed a second commercial, and I was very fascinated by that commercial. What did it say about Adidas? About the people who wear Adidas? They're youthful, yes, but contemporary. But what else? That's sophisticated. But what's important to these people? You guys went, well, fashionable too, but the whole commercial, can anybody help out here? What was commercial 2 about? These guys, and it was repeated over and over and over and over again. Visually, yes, Mandy. Yes! Individuality. Right? Adidas is about you not being influenced by others. At the end, probably one of the most important things that you have to remember is that it's emotional. Positionings that are dry and only full of attributes and benefits that are functional are not as competitive, not as effective, not as appealing to people. At the end of the day, remember, what makes us human is the fact that we don't think rationally. We think emotionally. And brands have to recognize that. So appeal to people at an emotional level. Here for Good was a tagline. And there was let me tell you, there was a huge amount of money. This was a global launch for Standard Chartered. It was a massive investment by them. Across every country, every geography, in every language, they translated Here for Good. There was television, there was press. You know, many of you, hands up, were positively moved by the message in this commercial. Hands up. How many of you, it didn't really resonate? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go back into our brand blueprint. What's in our brand blueprint? Come on, folks. By now you should have a pretty good idea. What's in any brand blueprint? Excuse me? The resonance model is one of them. It contributes to the elements of the brand blueprint. But give me some of the headlines of a brand blueprint. Excuse me? Core values, right? What are our core values? What do we believe? What else? Sorry? Brand purpose. What else? Sorry? Positioning. What else? Brand personality traits. Core benefits. So we need to go back and check, do we have the building blocks? Right? I'm not talking about going back and simply advertising we're better than other banks, because this is the wrong time to be doing that. Do we get it? And if we do get it, what are we getting? What's the message here? If you were a bank brand, and if you were running a major banking brand that wasn't necessarily caught up in the scandals in the US, was not necessarily contributing to the financial crisis, and having seen how people were reacting towards banks, what would you have thought was important to do about your brand? Reassure people. So reassure people. These are words. What am I going to do? What can I do? And this is not necessarily what happened. I'm not asking for facts.
Success association with the Nike brand, or rather value the brand is everyone. So this actually sort of is like a actually what we know is nothing. So as compared to Nike, it's just a bit.
The first one is 22. So I wonder what you guys all think when you see the number 22. Yeah, you got it. So the second hit was actually 1989.
Instagram as well, and they are all called Taylor Swift. So it's Facebook.com that Taylor Swift is a
Her name is definitely protectable. She moves to patent and trademark a lot of her stuff, including her album names, song lyrics, catchy phrases.
You can buy Nike at a multiplicity of places, right? So, and that's one aspect of it. But the important aspect isn't the fact that you can buy it at all these different places. It's the fact of how they all work together. How the Nike brand has tried to create a holistic experience. And we go back now to experiential marketing through the availability of multiplicity of channels, some of which they control, some of which they don't control. You can build a brand, but you are running the risk of it being denigrated by every touch point within the organization. You run the risk, but you also run the opportunity of strengthening it with every touch point within the organizations. So you've got to have this complementary relationship between how you shape a brand from the consumer perspective and how you believe in what the brand should be from the internal perspective. So it's a very important kind of balancing act. Internal alignment, which we're going to cover today, is really what kind of processes do you put internally in the organization to make sure that the brand is consistently delivered. It doesn't just happen on its own. What are the processes, the systems? What are the things that people need to do? What do you do with structure to make sure that it continues to run smoothly and effectively and efficiently? We are talking about Asia. Where is Asia going in all of this? In the entire, the big picture of strong, powerful brands, where does the future for Asia and Asian brands lie? And here we have companies like Alibaba that are demonstrating certain things, right? Can we create great, not good? Remember, folks, there is a huge difference between good and great brands, right? Great brands inspire, right? And they stay within the orbit of people. So we are, I know we are a region awash with good brands, awash. And a lot of people then stop and they're satisfied with that. They don't make the next step up. But no, we need to move up to remember, where are Asian Cokes? Where are Asian Nikes? Where are Asian Googles? These are the inspirational brands. And we've hit a glass ceiling. So are we incapable? Is Asia incapable of creating great, not good, great brands? No, no. That's the interesting thing. And the only reason that is in a position to do that is because of the rise of Asia. The rise of Asia has empowered many Chinese companies and other Asian companies to be financially sound. So the next step now is to go to greatness, right? Low cost, long haul. The airlines that failed were low cost, long haul. And that's the key issue, long haul. How do you actually maintain a low cost based model when you go big distances? That's always been the problem with budget airlines, because there is a critical, point where it becomes difficult to sustain. And it's typically 4 hours. Team 7, it's around 4.
What we have is basically more or less similar to what you have on your slide. So the difference for us is cannibalization. So our team feels that there will be a small degree of cannibalization because SIA positions itself as a premium full-service airline, and then it basically targets affluent travelers as well as business travelers.
Mm-hmm.
So business travelers, they will not switch to Scoot, but for the more affluent ones, they might, depending on the location.
This is what we talked about over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the degree of cannibalization is minimal.
Okay, I won't keep you any further. Thank you very much. Go home. Have a